draw against Arsenal. But defensively, through all their troubles, they have still looked very, very strong. I talked about what would happen in midfield, and I do think that is
make history by becoming the first club to avoid relegation after being bottom of the table at Christmas. For them, every game is massive from here on in, and they don't come much bigger than Liverpool, who are hungry for victory themselves, with a place in the European Champions League now their top priority. The Cockney boys take on the Scousers, and we've got the whole game live. Conceded 48 goals. Liverpool have one of the best. They've let in only 25. And there's a massive belief around up. He sort of lifts it into that crowd of players. Well, that could have been a real problem for West Ham, relieved that it's only a goal kick.
Well, this really has been an Achilles heel as far as West Ham's concerned. They really don't set themselves particularly well organised. I think one of the drop very, very close to their goalkeeper.
Sami Hyypiä forward for this one. He almost made contact, but he didn't need to. A bullet header gives Liverpool the lead, and Baros has rewarded his manager's faith in picking him today with an early goal.
Well, West Ham can't say they were warned. There was 2 free kicks which, for me, didn't defend particularly well, and then the corner kick, and once again, that really is poor defending. And I've got to say, I've picked him out before in the past, and you've got to look again at Thomas Repka's position there, because Milan Baros has just come off Repka and got a free header, and that's what that is, a free header in off the post. Whether if somebody had been there, whether they'd have cleared it, it's debatable because it was high. But what a fantastic start for Liverpool.
And yet again, West Ham United find themselves a goal behind. Yet again, here's Baros again, full of confidence at the moment.
Well, they're totally in control, aren't they, from the very moment that the referee blew.
Again, aimed towards Sami Hyypiä, and an awkward challenge by David James. Gerrard belts it back in, and it's a superb second goal for Liverpool. 2 in 3 minutes, a Steven Gerrard special, and that was special.
Well, he can't believe it, can he, Glenn Roeder? He really can't believe it. He was hoping his side would come here today off the back of a confidence-boosting win against Blackburn midweek and play with some confidence, but they haven't got started. And that ball has travelled through an awful lot of players. Maybe there's question marks about David James. Should he have come through such a cluster of players? But the strike by Steven Gerrard really is top draw, because that is hit from about 20-25 yards with so much power, so much venom, and certainly a lot of accuracy.
Carragher gets it back from Murphy. Looking again for Schmitzer. Juve finding Baros. Good turn! Oh, that was mighty close to a third.
Well, I think for me, West Ham are paying Liverpool far too much respect. You can just see this little passage of play here, and really there's no West Ham United players getting close to anybody in a white shirt, and that is very close indeed. Baros clearly looking short, clearly got confidence from his goal.
Throw here, presumably. Ferdinand, a likely target, and he won the header. Goal kick. Not this time, it's Bowyer. Perhaps he should have left it to Paolo.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. But
the second attempt clears, but only as far as Gerrard. He can do it with the left foot as well. James couldn't hold it. This is Sinclair. Ferdinand and Di Canio in the middle, and Bowyer arriving. West Ham get a corner. Now Heskey for Liverpool. Here is Baros. Back again to Emil Heskey. Nothing wrong with the ball. Nobody really anticipated it. Let's put through Milan Baros and Steven Gerrard. And it's the man from Anfield who go off with a 2-goal half-time lead here. Only one team who were bottom going into December, as West Ham were. Certainly Danny Murphy was claiming. Winterburn with the long ball for Ferdinand, who was nudged over. Well, 2 contentious decisions within a few seconds.
It was just coming together of 2 players who were committed to try and win the ball. You can see on show there. He clearly looking at the ball, if anything.
A free header for Hyypiä.
Oh,
they haven't learned their lesson, have they?
Oh, it's unbelievable, it really is. I mean, I think whatever you do, you spend an awful long time during the course of the week working on set pieces. And this they would have known about. It's about Sami Hyypiä, it's about the ball towards the far post, but you've really got to get somebody close to the
winner against Blackburn on Wednesday. Gallagher suddenly bursting through here for Liverpool.
That was a great shame, wasn't it? But once again, Steven Gerrard just picking the ball up in the middle of the field, having far too much room, and he picked the pass out to Jamie Carragher. Just too many defenders in the way of the Liverpool.
It's good ball for Boya. Good block. Ansho throwing himself at the ball, and it's broken kindly suddenly for Kanouté. Carrick shot, back again to Carrick, and Kanouté! Well, he's made an instant impact.
Well, he's lively, he's quality. You can understand why Liverpool are reported to be very interested in him. Once again, just look at the way that Liverpool do throw themselves around, and they are determined to make sure that they don't give anything away. And if West Ham are to score...
It's Joe Cole, and now Sinclair, and Kanouté! Best move of the game.
Well, it was, and it was certainly West Ham's brightest moment. It's amazing when you make a substitution that really can just spark you into life. Trevor Sinclair really has this ball fired into him from Joe Cole. It's a clever little header down to Freddie Kanouté, and there's two half chances that he's had on the turn. It's certainly been bouncing up to be hit, and he's certainly capable with his technique of scoring.
Cole. Kanouté. There was a big shout from...
Certainly sparked West Ham United into life, and it wasn't that far away, was it? Where Jean-Arnaud Risa was punished for a similar incident against Arsenal, of course.
By Murphy. Smitzer onto Barosh. He's all alone. Have to keep going, and that he did impressively.
It wasn't a bad effort, was it? I just think again it's too comfortable though for Milan Barosh. You know, Christian Daly's allowed him to be played onside. He'll be disappointed with the finish.
Go on to the track surrounding the pitch. He's still got three, and it's another Liverpool goal. That's amazing. Heskey with the final touch. Hyypiä's header back in, and for all Kanouté's efforts to mark Sami Hyypiä, he failed, and Liverpool are 3-0 up here.
Well, 3 corners, 3 goals. And certainly West Ham are claiming that this ball went out of play, but it's certainly gone deep, and no one deals with it once more. And you can see the header from Sami Hyypiä. And full marks to Emile Heskey, you know, he doesn't give up when a lot of players do. Everybody stops. You can see there's no West Ham players that react to it. But I tell you what, Emile Heskey does. And the form that he's in at the moment, again, he's deserved his goal. And Sami Hyypiä doesn't give it up at the far post, but it's a sloppy goal again to give away. It really is. And West Ham will look back on this game and think 3 corners that we haven't dealt with and has cost us 3 goals.
Well, if Joe Cole had stayed on the post where he was. Risa takes again, there's Hyypiä again! Unbelievable, he's big enough, you can see him from a mile away, and yet they can't seem to mark him.
Well, it's about people dealing with situations. You know, this wouldn't happen at the other end because Hyypiä and Ansho wouldn't allow...
He had a very good game.
Yeah, he was excellent. He really was, and I think the link-up...
A clean sheet today. They've got 10 of them in the league this season. No one can better that record. Juve with the shot, trying to make it 4 at the other end. The final minute of what's been another miserable day at the office for Glenn Roeder and West Ham United. Emile Heskey. Owen. Lined up the shot, but he ended up just off target.
Well, they'll be hoping a goal from somewhere at the moment. Certainly missed some opportunities in midweek against Arsenal, and hasn't been at his sharpest of late. And he'll be potentially returning to this ground in a week or two's time, of course, when that England squad is picked.
So almost getting his customary goal. Wednesday's victory over Blackburn was only a brief rest.